We will be talking about the application for the Library and Information Studies master's degree here at UW-Madison. Um, our agenda for today, I'll be introducing who I am and my role with the university, requirements for admission, and then we're going to go step by step through the application portal so you can really get a good preview of what it would look like to be working on your application. I imagine some of you have already started that application. Great. Um, some of you might just be still exploring this program and not even sure if it's the right fit for you. And that's a great place to be in as well. There's still 2 weeks until our application deadline, which is plenty of time to complete that application if you decide you want to apply. My name is Emma Davis. I'm what's called an enrollment coach with the university. So the way that my job works is we work with a few different programs across campus to really support students on an individual basis and help them determine which program is the right fit for them, and then help them through the application process every step of the way so you feel like you're not getting anything wrong, you're not taking any wrong turns. I can help you find out if this program is the right fit or explore other programs on campus, understand if you're eligible for the program, and even review some of your application materials with you. Um, my information is right here on the screen. You can email me or use that link to schedule a meeting. We can do a Zoom, we can do a phone call, and I am more than happy to customize that meeting to whatever works best for you in your life. If you click on that meeting link and you find that there's not an available time that works for you, please reach out via email. I can move things around on my schedule or find a colleague that could connect with you. We want to make sure you get supported. So, getting started in the application, um, when you are feeling like you're ready to apply, um, I guess we don't have a slide here for eligibility because we don't really need one. To be eligible for this program, all you need is a bachelor's degree and a 3.0 GPA. No specific coursework, um, no specific degree in any type or area. Just any background is welcome to apply. So we're looking for folks who are excited about library and information studies, and that could come from a variety of backgrounds. So whatever brought you to this program. It might have been social studies, it might have been English, or it might have been chemistry. Who knows what brought you to where you are today, thinking about being a librarian or working in the library studies field. But when you feel like you know the program is the right fit for you and you're ready to apply, you can find your program of interest in the guide page. That's one way to navigate there using this QR code at the top, or go directly to the graduate school page and it'll take you to the application portal. On the guide page, navigating to the portal will look like this, and you'll find the admissions tab on the right-hand side, and then the link to apply online, which will navigate you back to the grad school application portal. So once you get there, we do remind you of the deadlines to apply. Um, December 15th, our priority deadline has passed, but you can still apply in the final deadline for March 1st, and there are still some scholarships available that haven't been issued. So you are more than welcome to submit your application still. There's no other benefit to getting the early application in except for priorities for scholarships. So it's not going to be detrimental to you to apply in this later term except for that funding. If you want to apply after March 1st, it may be possible. Reach out to me and I will connect with the department and see if they're still considering applications if you happen to miss that deadline. All right, so once you've got to the grad school website, you're going to go to that apply portal. I love this did you know fact here because if you're considering multiple programs across campus, it is really recommended that you get your applications in all at once so you can use that same application fee. It's a $75 application fee, and we don't have fee waivers to give out for this program. So you can save yourself a lot of money there, or not a lot, but a little bit of funds there by getting in all your applications at once if there's multiple programs you're considering on campus. The login for the grad portal is going to look like this. You'll either be a returning user or first-time user, depending on if you've applied to graduate school at UW-Madison before. I have. I'm a returning user. I didn't get into that program. Um, so most of you are probably going to be first-time users and you're going to create an account. Make a note of that login because you're going to come back to this portal to check on your application status. If you end up missing any materials, you're going to need to log back into this portal. So just make sure you save that login for yourself. You're going to log right in and then create an application. See a button that looks like this. And this is just the welcome page. It reminds you of that $75 application fee that you can apply to multiple programs. And you're going to click the continue page after you review that. You are either going to be an active student here at UW or not. And maybe you had previously been enrolled. Most of you probably have not and are going to click no there. All of this is really pretty self-explanatory, really pretty basic through the app portal. Once you get to selecting your program, you're going to want to click on full time. Even if you decide you want to pursue the program on a part-time basis, it's going to show up under the full-time tab. So some of you may be working jobs or taking care of your children or something that's going to inhibit you from doing a full course load. And that's totally fine. This program is really flexible with how long you can take to complete it. Most folks, it's around 2 years, but make sure you click on that full-time button there so that the program shows up for you. And then you'll use that drop-down menu to find the program. If you want to narrow it down in the drop-down menu, click on master's degrees or use that A to Z filter. That alphabetized filter is really helpful. And I also do want to note you're going to want to make sure you select if you're applying to on-campus or online. That's really important because that modality is going to affect your tuition cost and it's going to affect where you get admitted. So you can apply to both if you're interested in considering both, but if you're looking for one specific modality, be sure to select that right program. We only admit for fall terms, so you're going to select that fall term, which our next term of entry is fall 2026. Next, you're going to add your colleges or universities that you previously attended. And this is every single college or university, even if it was just like 2 credits you took over a summer or your study abroad program, you need to have an unofficial transcript and list that program here for every institution you attended. That unofficial is in red there. But you are welcome to submit official transcripts at this time, but we understand that official transcripts can sometimes cost a processing fee. So later, after you've been admitted, the graduate school will request your official transcripts. So all that's required at this time is the unofficial to save you a little bit of money if you end up not being admitted to the program. You'll also include your previous research experience on this page. This isn't a program that is really looking for research experience necessarily, but they do a holistic admissions consideration. So everything that you might want considered could be listed in your application. Test scores are not super relevant for this program unless you are a international student. We don't consider the GRE. You're welcome to upload it if you have those scores. I would really strongly recommend that you don't take the GRE unless you have to take it for another program, but it's not really going to be worth your time, your money, and your energy to take it for this program. But if you happen to have those scores already, you're more than welcome to upload them here. If you are an international student who studied at a primarily English-speaking university for undergrad, your English proficiency scores are not required. If you're an international student who already has some kind of graduate degree that was in English, these language proficiency scores are not required. The graduate school does change the scores that they accept, and they've recently just changed them. So please review that information on their webpage so you make sure that you submit scores that meet their standards. And they recently decided to accept Duolingo, which is a great change for many international students. The next portion, you're going to be asked to upload your statement of purpose in your CV or resume. We're going to talk a little bit more about statement of purpose and what it should include in just a minute, but I often get a question of folks of like, what kind of resume should I include? Is it important to have an academic CV? This is not something that should cause you an enormous amount of concern. I don't want you to feel very stressed about your resume or CV. If you have applied for jobs recently and you have an updated, professional, clean, good resume, that is going to be sufficient for your application. There's no need for an academic CV. If you've already got one, great. But otherwise, your standard resume that you're using to apply to jobs is going to work just fine. Your statement of purpose for this program is is a little bit different than most other programs at UW. Most of them follow the standard statement of purpose guidelines for UW, not this program. So you are going to upload your document here, but make sure you are meeting this statement of purpose prompt. Um, these four questions. What do you hope to accomplish from this program? Your reasons for choosing UW-Madison's iSchool program, your tentative career goals, and your leadership experience and potential for leadership in this profession. This statement should not exceed 750 words. There's additional details here on the program webpage. So letters of recommendation is also something that can feel tricky. You're going to need 3 letters of recommendation to apply to this program. And I often hear from folks who are applying to this program who are career changers. So it's been a while since you've been in school. And it may ask you for an academic recommendation. And that could feel very challenging to track down if it's been 7, 15, 20 years since you were in some kind of academic setting. If you don't have that at your fingertips, that's just fine. Just make sure that your recommenders are people who know you on a professional basis. I actually talked to somebody today and she was commenting on that it would be challenging to use her direct work supervisor because she doesn't really want them to know that she's exploring other career options. In that case, you might think about a trusted colleague that you could confide in rather than a direct supervisor or someone from like a volunteer experience. Just make sure it's not like a favorite neighbor or cousin who might know you really well, but they won't know you on a professional basis. Your recommender is going to submit this letter on your behalf. That means they are going to get an email notification from this email that's on our screen that they should fill this out in the portal. You're not going to get the opportunity to collect these letters from them and submit them. So it's really important that you warn them that this email is coming so that they know that they should be on the lookout for it. And secondly, that you remind them of upcoming deadlines because all of your materials, including letters of recommendation, need to be submitted by the application deadline for you to be considered. You can submit the application without the letters being uploaded. They'll get those push notifications, but unless they've uploaded the letters, your full application won't be considered. Um, so great to put reminders on your own calendar before the deadline to kindly remind them to submit those letters. One thing that some folks find helpful if they're writing letters is for you to send them some bullet points about why you're considering the program or a rough draft about the relationship that you had with them or have with them. And that can save them a little bit of time and they can just customize that for their own writing. So ask them if that would be helpful or send them those bullet points, but that can be really useful for recommenders who are often very busy people. So we talked a little bit about this process, but we're going to go over it now. Once you get your whole application submitted, you're going to pay that processing fee. The graduate school is going to take a look at it. The department is then going to make a decision on your application. They'll let you know that they've made that decision. You'll get your official transcripts then submitted. The grad school will check that off, and then you will begin your onboarding process here at UW-Madison. This is a wonderful program that is very, very hands-on with the onboarding. You're going to meet with an advisor in August. You're going to be filling out surveys about your interests and your needs in July. As you get ready to start the program in the fall, you're not going to feel alone in any step of the way. If you have any tech issues with the application, we do recommend you contact the graduate school. I don't have access to the back end of the graduate school application portal, so I wouldn't be able to support you with that. But I'm happy to support you with program questions, help you connect with folks in the program, talk to you about specifics for your career goals or your goals with the program, or just how much I love living here in Madison. If you want to get an earful about that, I'm more than happy to chat with you. So, um, you can read more about the program here if you still have questions, and you can start your application at that link when you're feeling ready. Wonderful. So I am going to leave my contact information up here on the screen so you can make note of it if you would like, and open us up to any questions about the application process. And we've got plenty of time here. So if folks have questions about the program, I'm happy to answer those as well. Drop them in the chat or just unmute yourself.